Alright, let's do the service on the Argonaut DSV, Dive Service Valve Mouthpiece. Very simple. The only things you need are the O-ring kit that comes with it, and your kit will come with a little tube of silicone. I've got a little bit more here in the cap that I normally use, and you'll need your blue hook tool or any other brass plastic pick. Don't use metal, sharp objects, because if you gouge the interior O-ring sealing surfaces of this, it'll damage it, and that's not good. Easiest thing to do with this: turn it up, put your hook under there, pull your wagon wheel out, and there's very little reason to remove the actual valve itself. Simply use use your hook tool, take the O-ring off, set it aside. Same way with on the exhaust side. The screw that's in the front of it should only be in there hand tight. If you've tightened it down a little more, it's fine. Just use a Phillips head. You're not really, all this is just holding the barrel from rotating all the way. It's not made to actually tension or put tension on the barrel from floating anyway. So you just simply remove it. And then the whole assembly will just push out sideways. Set your outer tube there. You can see the inner barrel a little closely here. This is the sample, so the diverter in it is painted white. It's just for demonstration purposes, but yours will be black. But on one side you will see a V stamped into it, and it's important to remember the V is the exhaust side, and always faces, if you're looking at the mouthpiece, always goes on your left or on your exhaust side. There's really no reason at all to remove the diverter. There's nothing to be gained. I would just leave it in place. Take your hook tool, and these may have released as you pulled it open. Take the center one, and the two side ones. Now if you dive a lot in sandy, dirty water, there's always a chance you can accumulate some debris in there. The best thing to do with this is just to take your wagon wheels, your outer tube, put it in some soapy water with a little Dawn dishwashing liquid, antibacterial soap, whatever's good for you, and just let it set. You could even take your nylon toothbrush and brush the grooves all the way around, inside and out, inside the outer tube, clean it up that way. Probably very little is going to stay in there, but that gets it a little, you're sure it's 100% clean again. Then on your outer barrel, once it's clean, take a towel and dry it carefully. Not that you're going to damage it, but be sure you get it nice and dry in there. Be sure there's no sand or residual, anything left in there. Give it a good wipe down. Same way with the outer tube. Where the wagon wheels ride, wipe that out thoroughly. Get rid of any old lube that's in there. And you're kind of back to square one on it. In your O-ring kit, you'll have two small O-rings which go on the wagon wheels, and you'll have three of the same size large O-rings which go on the outer tube. Simply put those on there. Got your outer ones on, we're good there. Then take your inner tube here and take a little silicone lubricant. You can use Crystal Lube if you prefer. Silicone works better. Don't overdo it. Just take with your finger, wipe it in the barrel, and then kind of wipe it all the way around. Little bit goes a long ways here. Just so you coat it all the way around. What's left on your finger, just take and run around the O-ring on the outer barrel, or on the inner barrel I should say, a little bit, just enough to make it shiny. Then take the center opening O-ring, and let me be sure I do it 100% right. You want to be sure that the exhaust, where the V is to your left. Alright? Start this in the groove. And the oval groove's a little bit more challenging, like so. With the mouthpiece facing up like that, let's go ahead and get it started. And as you push it together, you'll see the O-ring slides in the groove. You just push it all the way to the center. Flip it over. Work it back and forth a few times just to be sure you got everything well lubricated. And then rotate it around. The barrel's symmetrical till you can see the opening. And then a little harder to see. Let me see if I can rotate it slowly. You can see the stop there. Rotate it to where it's clear. The purge hole, you can see clear in it. And then flip it over. Put your screw in. And the screw will bottom itself out. If the screw isn't bottomed out, you need to rotate your mouthpiece a little bit till it does, one way or the other. And this also, see, as I was trying to put that one, I don't have it perfectly aligned. It'll also tell you if you don't have it lined up right. Just go ahead and run it in with your hand till it stops. Now, if you look down the mouthpiece, you can tell that it's open, because see the groove there? When it's in the closed position, it would be opposite. Open, closed. And we're sure that the exhaust is to our left. Remember, that's the hose that always gets cut in sea hunt. Next, take your wagon wheels, put the new O-ring on. Then take just a very slight bit of lubricant, run it around in the inner tube like that. Your intake valve, you want the valve facing in towards the mouthpiece on the right side, and just simply push it in with your thumb. Exhaust valve, you want it facing out. Exhaust valve facing out. So we know where we've got our exhaust side going out and our valve facing out. Let's push it in. Rotate it back and forth a few times, making sure it's moved smoothly. And there you have it. Your mouthpiece is good to go. You're ready for hundreds of more dives. Unless you dive in a lot of, dirty, sandy, environment where you get a lot of excess residue in that mouthpiece, it's probably good to go for years. There's very little wear on the O-rings because only the center three are really taking any abrasion at all. So, and that's very minimal. So, you should be good to go with that. If you want to see more details or have questions, get a hold of me through the Vintage Double Hose website, or see the website store, or message forum for more information and details on the DSV. Thank you.